What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be reviewing the game Pokemon Master Trainer. This game came out in 1999 from Milton Bradley, and it is for 2 to 6 players. Now, the object of Pokemon Master Trainer is you are going to be catching different Pokemon and trying to build a Pokemon strong enough in order to take on a Pokemon Master Trainer. You're going to be going all over the board collecting Pokemon and sometimes fighting your opponents. A lot of little things. So, let's show you Pokemon Master Trainer. Okay, everybody, once again, let's go ahead and show you all of the components. Right here you have your game board, and this is a rather large game board. There's a bunch of different spaces on here, and I'll just kind of talk about them a little bit here. There's a bunch of little Pokemon chips on here. There are about 150 of them, and here's a whole bunch of them, and they're in different colors. You got pink, you got red, you've got blue, and you also have green. And then you also have some here on the board that are face down, and they're going to be turned face up once you land on the catch 'em space. So here's the way the spaces work. If you land on a catch 'em, this is going to give you the opportunity to catch one of these little Pokemon over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and describe the numbers. This number represents your power points. This is a 2. In order to reach Cinnabar Island, which will get you to where you can fight the Master Trainer, you're going to need at least 20 of these power points. So this one's worth 2. This number right here represents the number in the entire Pokemon series. Now this number is going to be important when you're trying to evolve your Pokemon, because typically the number 61 and 62 will be able to help you combine the Pokemon, so you'll be able to get a stronger one, and I'll talk about how that works. This here where it says Bubble 2, this is his attack power. So if you're going to be fighting a trainer, which I'll also talk about, he's going to have a +2 to start. And these numbers right here represent the number you need to roll in order to catch the Pokemon and put him on your team. Also, you've got these unknown dungeon Pokemon over here. These are pretty strong Pokemon. These are like a 9, and you have to roll a 6 in order to get them. But there's no path to get here. The only way you can get here is if you draw one of these event cards that will allow you to try to catch one of the unknown dungeon Pokemon. If you land on draw event card, you're going to draw one of these event cards over here, and you're simply going to follow what it says. This one will force your opponent to trade with you. This one is a chance card, which will allow you to try to catch a Pokemon of the color that you landed on. Here's another one that will help you to attack another trainer. This one will just simply tell you to take an item card, which is those red cards over there. And there's other cards as well. If you land on where it says take an item card, which can typically be a city, like say draw 2 item cards, you're going to simply draw these cards as well. There's an attack bonus. This is going to help you when you're fighting a trainer or one of the master trainers over here. You can add to your attack power with these. This is an Ultra Ball. This is going to help you catch Pokemon. This particular one, if you play it, this is going to add 1 or 2 to your die roll. This is a Fly. This is going to allow you to fly to any city or town. This is a Pokédoll. If someone plays a forced trade card on you from the green pile, you can play this to stop them. This is a Potion. This will help you revive one of your knocked out Pokemon, and that basically means if you fight another trainer with a Pokemon and you lose, he's going to get knocked out, so this Potion will help revive that Pokemon. This is a Great Ball. This will also help you catch Pokemon. This will help you to add 1 or subtract 1 from your roll. This is the Master Ball. This is a really good card if you're trying to catch Pokemon. This will add 1, 2, 3, or 4 to your roll, and you can just simply choose which number that you'd like to have. These balls are going to be important because the harder Pokemon that have more power, like this one has a power of 7, you can only roll a 5 in order to catch them. So those Great Balls and Ultra Balls that I showed you are going to help you catch these guys. So the object of the game is you're basically going to be collecting Pokemon around the board. You're going to be trading and fighting, and you're going to try to get one of these Pokemon strong enough to fight one of these Master Trainers here. And there's a few of them, and I'll just show you one. The way the Master Trainers work, this is his starting attack strength, which is 11. He's going to get an attack bonus depending on what he rolls. So your opponent's going to roll for the Master Trainer. So let's say he ends up rolling a 6. The attack strength's 11. The dice roll being 6 is going to make this 17. And then you're going to look on here to see the bonus that he's going to get for that die roll. So since this guy rolled the 6, not only is he going to get the 6 points here to make this 17, but he's going to get another 6 points, which is going to make the total 23. And so if you're able to beat that number that he rolls, you're going to win the game. These are your starter Pokemon. In the beginning of the game, you're going to just simply select one of these. These will not be able to be traded, but you're just going to pick one of these to start with. So let's just say I pick this one and my opponent picks this one. So just a little bit how the game works. You're going to go ahead and start rolling, and you're just going to simply follow this black line over here. It goes through the whole board. And in the beginning, you're only going to be able to move in one direction until you get to Cerulean City. Once you get there, then you can choose whichever direction you'd like to go. You can go here, you can go this way, you can go down, etc. So let's just say I roll, and I go ahead and I roll a 6. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've landed on a catch 'em, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and it says tackle 2. So I need a 3, 4, or 5 to catch this guy. So let's just say I'll roll 1 die, and I've rolled a 4. So then I will go ahead and put this on my side here. He is now on my Pokemon team. And then what I will do is I will go ahead and replace him with another one of the Pokemon and place him here. Now, another thing you can do in the game is you can trade with people. You can either do a trade if you have an event card that forces you to trade, or if you end up rolling the dice and let's say yellow's over here and he ends up is able to pass this guy, he can land on the same space and then decide and ask, would you like to trade some Pokemon? So then you can go ahead and trade a Pokemon around. You can trade with cards if you would like to, but that's basically the way trading works. Also, another thing you can do is you can fight the trainers. Same thing, if you end up passing them or able to pass them, you can stop on their space and challenge them to a fight. And the way a fight would simply work is I would choose one of my Pokemon to put up here, and then my opponent would do the same. Let's just simply say he had this one. He would put them right here. Now, I have a starting attack power of 2. He has a starting attack power of 7. Now, what you can also do is you can play these attack bonus cards on your Pokemon. You're not going to reveal it until the die is rolled, but you can play up to 2 of these. So let's just say I decide to play this one. This is a +3. So now I'm going to go ahead and add 3 to the 2, and that is going to make 5. So then both of us are going to roll the die. So let's say this is blue and this is pink. So blue rolled a 3. He did not play an attack card, so he has a total of 10. Right now I have a total of 8, but since I have this attack card, this is going to make this 11. So therefore I will have won the battle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 item cards from my opponent, and if he does not happen to have 2 cards, I'll just make up the difference by drawing them from the main deck here. And my opponent is going to have his Pokemon knocked out like this. So it would be like this. And so now there's a couple ways you can get a Pokemon revived. If he happens to have a potion card, he can play this on his next turn and go ahead and revive his Pokemon. Or he can land in one of the cities that will allow you to do it, like this one. Vermilion City says revive 1 Pokemon. So if he had 1 Pokemon, he can go ahead and revive him. However, he had more than 1 Pokemon that was knocked out, he could take a dice challenge, which would mean that he would have to roll a 1 or a 6 to revive all of them. If he manages to do that, then all of his Pokemon will be revived. If he does not manage to do that, then none of them are going to be revived. The big thing in this game is what is called the evolution. If you look here on the board, you're going to see a whole bunch of these Pokemon with these little lines that are connecting them. If you are able to get, say, these 2 Pokemon over here, you're going to get what's called an evolution bonus. Both of these Pokemon are basically going to merge together, and then the strongest one is going to get an attack power of 3 with 2. Now, some of them have 3 that will merge together to evolve. So if you merge these 3 together, then this will give you an attack power, extra power of 5. For example, let's just happen to say that I had this one, and let's just say number 120 and 122 were the 2 that I needed to merge these Pokemon together to evolve them. Let's say that this was the strongest one that I had. If I had gotten 120 and 122, merged them together, this is going to add a power of 5 to this guy. So let's just say he's the strongest out of the 3. This is going to give him an attack power of 9 if he is able to evolve the Pokemon together. Now, whenever you're able to get 20 power points, which once again is represented by this number right here, you're able to get enough Pokemon, you will be able to enter Cinnabar Island right here, and from there go to Indigo Plateau. And let's just happen to say I went ahead and I landed on this. So when I land on that, that means this is where I'm going to fight the final battle. Let's just say I happen to have a Pokemon here. He has a power of 7, but let's just say that I happen to have this guy evolved. So let's say he happened to have an extra power of 5 because I evolved with 2 others. So this would give him a starting power of 12. So what I'll be able to do is also I will be able to add attack bonus cards. So let's just happen to say I added these 2 cards to there. So the 7 plus the evolved bonus that I would get would be 12, plus this is going to make 21. Then I'm going to get to roll the dice. So right now this guy has a power of 11, and he's going to add, so let's just roll. Let's just say this is his roll. Let's say this is my roll. So I'll get 7 plus the evolution that I did, which would make 12. This equals 21, and this will equal 27. So that's how much I rolled. Now we'll look at this guy. This guy starts with an 11. He's got 14. Then he gets the added bonus from this, which is an 8. So he ends up getting 22 points. So in this round, I will have ended up beating the Master Trainer, and therefore will have won the game. So my final thoughts on Pokemon Master Trainer. Well, if you're a Pokemon fan, the theme is very, very solid in this game. As you can see, there are over 150 Pokemon here in the game and on the box. And the board it's just themed with Pokemon all over the place. So if you're looking for a themed Pokemon game, this one is very, very good. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, I'm pretty sure that this game is mainly focused towards Pokemon fans that are younger. The board says 7 and up. I'm thinking probably around teen years, or just any kind of people that are obsessed with Pokemon. As far as regular people and adults playing this game that are not Pokemon fans, I would not recommend it, simply because this game takes forever to play, and I mean it takes a long time. The first 2 times my wife and I played it, we never finished it because time was just dragging on and on and on, and we're just constantly trying to catch Pokemon. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and we're trying to find the matching Pokemon that we need in order to evolve some Pokemon and make them stronger, because the rival cards, the Pokemon Master Trainers, are super, super strong. I mean, they just have such a huge advantage. The only way you really can beat a Pokemon, unless you're really, really lucky, is to get an evolved Pokemon that is at least a +5, and then have 2 +5 cards on top of that in order to have a chance of beating them. Now, the reason why this game takes so long is because you've got 150 Pokemon that you've got to try to go through to catch. So, you know, one Pokemon is only going to be able to evolve with 3 out of the 150 that you have. So that's one of the reasons why this game takes so long, because you're trying to get those Pokemon that will help you evolve. And a lot of times you're not going to be able to catch the Pokemon. You have to land on them by exact count. Sometimes you're going to be fighting your opponent. The event cards are going to make you do things that you really don't want to do, like fight somebody, because ultimately you're just trying to get a Pokemon strong enough in order to take on the bosses. And as a result, it does get rather monotonous, and it gets almost torturous at times, because it just seems like it never ever ends because it takes so long. But there are a lot of strategy games that take quite a long time, like Axis and Allies. If you like those kind of games and you don't mind playing that long, then that's fine. So I would say that if you're a Pokemon fan and you enjoy the whole aspect of Pokemon, catching Pokemon, trading Pokemon, that's all in here. And if you wanted to shorten the game, you could just simply take half the Pokemon out and do it that way. And another thing, this board here is supposed to be able to show you which Pokemon will match with what when you're trying to evolve, but the problem is they don't have the colors on here. So how in the world are you supposed to know what section of the board you're going to go to in order to catch them? You just really don't know. So what I ended up doing is I tried this. I made a little chart here. I don't know how well you can see it, but basically it has all the Pokemon chips here, and it has a cross-reference sheet to where you can see the Pokemon that you have and which colors will match. But even with this, it still took a long time to play. We never actually really finished the game. We actually got to the point where we said, okay, let's just do a co-op game and just try to beat one of the guys. And I ended up making up house rules along the way until I finally beat one of them, but I seriously did some cheating to do it. So anyway, would I recommend this game? If you're a Pokemon fan, maybe. If you're not a Pokemon fan, stay away. Another thing is this game is expensive. It goes for probably about $50 on eBay. Now, they did make a sequel to this game. I don't know if it's any different than this one, but anyway, if I find it, I'll do a review on that too. So, guys, that's my review of Pokemon Master Trainer. I hope you all have a great day. Keep on gaming.